take.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. My name is Frank Johnson.
And I'm Abraham Lawrence.
Our goal here is to describe for you the movie that is going on in our head when we read the Bible.
Man, we got a good one today.
Today is Friday, as we've already said. It's August the 4th. Listen to me. That was last Friday that we actually were taping. This is August something, but it sure ain't the 4th.
It sure ain't.
The month's almost gone. It's August the 25th. This is episode 165. Man, we got a story going on here, bro.
Yes, we do.
We got a barn burner.
You better believe
For real.
Just like you alluded to in the last episode, where did Jacob come from?
Well, I mean, he has to come in here somewhere, but it's odd that, the movie in my head, man, he's just got to think, what in the world did my kids just do? What are they doing? You know, they concocted this, but first off, do you think maybe in the back of his mind somewhere he has a little bit of pride going, you know what, that was a great idea? Because these guys cannot fight back. But then on the other hand, he's just like, but they could not fight back. It's like shooting somebody in the back.
Yeah.
Don't you get in trouble with that today?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I mean, a guy has to be able to defend himself, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I mean, I get the fact that they defiled the daughter, but Abe, what part of an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth do you think that they missed here?
First of all, it's bad enough that they made all of these guys that's bad enough to me. But then you literally kill everybody. Then you take everything, including the women and children. I mean,
I'm sure I would get an argument even from some people over this. But in my mind, all I could really see is the death of Shechem.
Yeah,
he's the one that perpetrated on the daughter.
Yeah, we're gonna take care of him.
He needs to be hung or whatever. You know, that's it. But this plan that Levi and Simeon, oh my goodness,
innocent people.
I mean, the men had nothing. All the other men had nothing to do with it. Can you imagine what the wives and the children must think as they grow up? Do you wonder that, man, this just popped into my head, but I'm wondering, is this where Semitism started? Like anti-Semitism, I'm sorry. Because you know how the world as a whole, generically, don't like Jews.
Yeah.
Do you think that it starts with stories like this?
I mean, that could lend credence to it.
That's not a good story.
No, it's not. It's not at all.
That's evil people.
Yes, absolutely.
And I'm not saying that,
And hey, listen, you just said that they brought evil with them.
I mean, I don't get it. And so the more I read the story, the more I really have compassion on Jacob. And, we've been talking about these last few episodes in Jacob's life. He has really come a long way. He believes in God. He believes in God's protection. God's going to take care of me. Yep. And now my son's going to do something like this. Yeah. How is God going to protect me now? Should God even protect me now? Maybe we should be wiped out now, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. And it's like, like I said, if the listeners go back and they listen to what his wife did, all of that started because they brought idols with them.
Yeah. That's true too.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
Yep.
And so here's so we're in Genesis chapter 34, right near the very end of the chapter. Verse 30, Jacob says to Simeon and Levi, you brought trouble on me by making me odious among the inhabitants of the land, among the Canaanites and the Perizzites, and my men being few in number. And by the way, we can almost guess at that number because when Joseph goes to Egypt, it says that his whole family totaled 70.
Yep.
So he literally has less than 70 men at this point, probably, right? But let's just give him the benefit of the doubt. So he has 70. How many does Esau have? Esau's got 400 men.
Yeah, 400 at least.
He's got 4. Esau, he might have all the cattle, and he might have the lambs and the sheep and the wives and the sons, but Esau's got 400 buddies.
Yeah.
Jacob wasn't too good on making the buddies part. He's got like 70 guys, and he says, they're so few in number, they will gather together against me and attack me, and I'll be destroyed, I and my household. But they said, should he treat our sister as a harlot? And the Bible stops with that verse.
Yep.
This is why I love our podcast, and I love the freedom that God has given you and I, Abraham, because there's more that needs to be said here. You can't just stop with that. So does that mean it's okay then? Oh, well, you can't treat her. Listen, we just proved to the world, don't treat our daughters like that. We'll wipe your whole village out, take your kids, take everything you own in the city, out of the city, all because you defiled one daughter. Now, I'm not saying that's a good or bad thing. I'm saying eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. How is this even possible that they think that that's okay? Yep, that's what you get.
Yeah. So, considering that they wiped out every male out of the Canaanites and the Perizzites, so now
in that city, yeah.
In that city, so now are the people in Jacob's crew? Are they going to intermingle with these women and get a whole nother thing going?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good $1 million question.
Yeah, because there's no males except for Jacob's people.
And, of course, they brought the women with, so I don't know what they're doing with that. We do know, though, in our own American history, that if you bring slaves to this country, you got slave owners, hooking up with the slaves, and that's how you have all these children that are whatever.
And this goes back to what Isaac and Rebecca was saying.
Yeah. You've done hooked up with the Canaanites.
Don't do that. Do not. This was before anybody left because, they were like, don't go down there and do that. What does Esau do?
Do you think that Jacob thinks about this when his son Joseph turns up dead?
I think everything goes.
Rachel.
I think his mind just goes back to everything.
It's like, what have you guys brought on me? You have brought cursing on me.
Yep.
God wanted to bless us. God wanted to prosper us. God would have given us these goats. God would have given us women. He would have given us what we needed. We didn't have to go take it.
Nope, not at all.
All because you have concocted a thing in your mind that says we were right in doing it.
Yes, absolutely. And
is there anybody else that thinks that they were right in doing what they did? Is there any way you can look at that and go, yeah, man, that's what I would have done? I mean, Abe, you've got daughters.
Yes.
If something like that would have happened to your daughter, I would want justice to be served. You'd want your pound of flesh, right?
I would want justice to be served, but this is like justice being served, and then the person is chopped to pieces and sent all over the world. It's insane.
That reminded me of that story, though, that comes up in Judges.
I know.
About when he sent all those little pieces and said, this is what you've done.
But this just came to me that is just so relevant to 2023. When they took everything from these people, and they were already wealthy, it just reminds me of the wealthy and the politicians.
Yeah.
These people are already wealthy.
It's never enough.
But they take and they take and they take and they take.
And they justify it.
And they justify it.
Yeah, because that's the last sentence. Well, we were supposed to just let them treat our daughter like a harlot?
Yeah.
Well, no, but that doesn't justify killing everybody.
Yeah, because, what about the guy that had nothing, that didn't even know this was going on? So he's dead because of that.
Most of those men died not understanding what in the world, what happened.
Yeah, no idea.
Like if anyone would have escaped, I'm sure as he's running away, he's thinking, what in the world is going on there? What did we just do to those people?
Yeah, and I'm just thinking, did anyone even escape? Were these guys so swift that, they just went house to house? Because if I hear screaming, I'm waking up. I'm be like, there's something going on over there, and I'm getting out of Dodge.
Maybe it's more painful than we thought.
Listen,
maybe when they were killing them, they were like, thank you.
I didn't want to be married to her anyway.
It's like shooting a horse that's lame. Oh, thank goodness. He put me out of my misery.
But on a serious note, though, think about it. Just think, if you get the movie in your head, these guys come in and they're making a commotion. Now, obviously, the women and the kids are screaming because these guys they're checked out already. Mm-hmm. So are you not going to be like, wait a minute, what's going on next door?
Yeah.
Are you just going to wait your turn?
Maybe you can't get out of bed. I don't know how sore they were. It did say that they were in a lot of pain, right?
Well, I never knew the circumcision to be able to affect your legs. But hey, I don't know.
Go to church.
Yes, please go to church.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Hope you had a good week this week. Kids are back in school.
Yes, they are.